begin, if we can go to, we're going to create a new file here in Photoshop. And we're just going to make the width about 600 by 600, just anything large enough for you to work with and for you to see. The resolution should be 72 pixels per inch. And that 72 pixels per inch is the web standard for anything that you'll put on the web. Okay, color mode is RGB, which is fine. Background contents, it's just telling me that when there's nothing there, it's just going to be white. You can set that to transparent if you want to. I normally just do white. And everything else is so good to go. Okay, so to begin, hopefully you've done some brainstorming with your other ministry leaders to kind of come up with a central message that your logo will hopefully convey. So you're going to be working towards that. So for me, I'm using a Bridgewater Fellowship, which is just a sample that I just kind of made up. So anything that's close to that, that's actually in real life. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to steal the name of your church or your ministry. That's just what I'm using today. Okay, so I'm going to get out a tool here. I'm using the horizontal text tool or type tool, which is the icon with the big T. And I'm just going to type out Bridgewater. And here it's another font, so you don't want to do that. But I don't really know what font I want to use, so what I'm going to do is just kind of bring up a bunch of fonts and really just kind of mess around. And that's really the thing that you want to do most, is just really want to experiment. That one's not very cool, because the central message that I want to do with Bridgewater is I want it to be professional. I want it to be elegant. I want to give the idea of a really welcoming place, something strong, but something compassionate as well. And this is really not so good. So I'm just gonna, if you highlight the text tool here, you can press your down button, and it'll just kind of go through all of your different fonts that you have here. So this one's kind of nice. It's pretty light. So here it says 100, 200, 300, but that's actually where it says regular, bold, italics, things like that. So if I bring it to 300, it's a little nicer. So that's a nice little sans-serif font there. Sans-serif means like opposite of Times New Roman, with the little trails at the end of the characters. It doesn't have those. We'll do it again. We'll do it one more time. And I kind of been messing around with this already, so there's a font that I already know that I want to use. So it's Perpetual. I didn't download it. It already came with the Mac that I'm working on, so we'll use that. So I like this rather than, this is a serif font, meaning it has all of the little things here. So I'm going to keep that, and I'm just going to turn off all of the other layers over here. So over here to your right is your layers panel, where you have everything that you're working on. Here's my background. You can see that it's locked, meaning it's not going to go anywhere. And this first one is the one that I'm working with up here. The second, Bridgewater, is the second one that I worked here. And of course the third one is this last one that I made most recently. And you can turn these on or off depending on which one you want on or off. So I'm just gonna actually delete these because that's not right. Okay, so you can see here I use the history tool, which has all of the recent moves that you made, and I can go as far back as being new. So I'm just going to back up a little bit here, and I'm just going to delete these two layers. Okay, so here is my text that I want to use. I accidentally used. So I'm using Bridgewater. I'm sorry, I'm using Perpetua, and there's my Bridgewater. Okay, so there is just it's just black. So that's what we kind of want to work with. We don't want to put any color in just yet. Okay, so we have to put fellowship on it, because it's Bridgewater Fellowship or church or ministry or whatever the actual type of organization is. So we're doing a fellowship church. So I'll type in fellowship in the same font as we had earlier. Now here's a little tip. Of course you want it to be smaller because you want Bridgewater to be the one that you are the name of your church that you want to be known for, Bridgewater. Okay. And another tip is when you want to separate or make the two words distinct, as in Bridgewater Fellowship, what you can do is there's something called kerning or letter spacing. And here on your character panel, if it's not up here, you can go to View, and then you can go to Window, and then you can select Character. So mine's already up here. And what I'm going to do is, of course, I made Fellowship smaller than Bridgewater, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out a little bit Fellowship. I can make that a little smaller too. It's just kind of what your preference there. And so it gives it a little bit dramaticness. I like the contrast between Bridgewater being large and having very short letter spacing, and the smallness of Fellowship and having a very large space between the characters. So that's creating contrast, which you really, really want when you're creating the logo, because they're very distinct and it gives it a lot of character. So that's sort of kind of what I'm doing. Again, it's whatever you kind of want to use. Okay. So of course we have our font, which is one part of our logo, and of course we want some color. So with Bridgewater, we don't want it black. Maybe we can put two different colors here. So maybe one is a gray, and then on this side is maybe we can use a blue, since we're doing water of some sort, and we can make it a different type of blue, make it a little softer, and go that route. And then of course with Fellowship, you can either make it the same color, or you can kind of do whatever you kind of want to do. I'll just go ahead and make it the gray, because I want that. Actually, I'm going to make it a little bit darker of a gray. Okay, so here we have our color, and here we have the contrast of the two types. And last but not least, what we want to do is we want to create some sort of graphical element. You can leave it as is if you'd like. It's completely up to you. What we want to do is create a graphical element. So you could draw something with the pen tool here on the side, but that takes a little work. It takes a little practice. But for the sake of this logo here, what I'm going to do is just I'm going to use the Webdings font, or the Wingdings font actually. It's been on computers for forever, and what I did already is it's an S, okay, and I'm going to make it the same color as this blue here. Make it a little bit larger, because I want to place that on top of my thing here. You can leave it as that. What I'd like to do is I'm going to add a cross, a simple cross here of some sort, which I think is an X. Yeah, there it is. And I'm going to make it white. And of course you say, why would you put it white? Because what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to place it on top of this here, and that's going to be like the graphical element within the logo. So here is kind of my logo here for Bridgewater Fellowship, and you're really going to put it anywhere. And what you want to keep in mind is that you want to have a logo that's going to look great wherever you put it. You want to have a logo that's going to look great wherever you want to put it, whether it's in black or in white or in full color like this. It's going to keep its the same character that you have here. And also remember, you want to be able to make a couple of different logos for different types of layouts. For example, this is really a square logo, where 1, 2, 3, 4 corners here really make a rectangle or a square. That's pretty much dimensional in proportion. What you also want to keep in mind is that you make a logo that you can also, and you can put it like this, and it still keeps its character and recognizable features, but you can put it maybe on a letterhead or a business card, and it wouldn't take up so much room. So you want to kind of do that as well. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'd love to see your work. Thanks.